Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video for Hip Kit Club, and today my theme is a grid design with project life cards. So this is a pretty straightforward design, and therefore I think we can chat about other things. Now I have to say, I just woke up like half an hour ago. I did drink half a cup of coffee, but I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. So let's just go with the flow and see where it takes us. The one thing that pops into my mind that I want to share with you is something that I only saw or was aware of, this phenomenon in Austria, and which is kind of surprising because in general, so I'm generalizing here, but in general, the driving experience in Austria is like twice, 3 times, 4 times, 100% more calmer, not more calmer, it's calmer than the driving experience in Israel, where as a good, typical Mediterranean land, we are very, how do I say it, rude? So, if you've driven in like south of Italy, then you might have a sense of the experience. But yeah, driving in Israel, you need like to take something to calm you down before you go on the road. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to say. So in Austria, you will quite often hear on the radio, suddenly the regular broadcast will stop and announcer would come and say, there is a ghost driver on this and this highway, and then they will say it in German, and then they will say it also in English so that everyone can understand, hopefully. And a ghost driver is basically someone driving in the opposite direction on the highway, like on the freeway, on the Autobahn. So, and this happens, I would say, like regularly. It's not something that, you hear once a year. It's something that happens like daily, probably, or like once every few days around the country. And yeah, I never heard that in any other country that I traveled in. I don't think I even saw that in Israel happening. I did see in Israel someone like in the middle of the highway, he missed his exit and he just went back in reverse, like on the highway, where people drive really, really fast. So he just went back and then went off his exit. But, he was driving in reverse. He wasn't driving in the opposite direction, like with a car turned. So anyway, I thought that was interesting, and now you know, all my viewers, now you know that if you are traveling in Austria, beware of the ghost drivers. And I thought it was like an interesting name for this phenomenon, a ghost driver. So there you go. Other things that are different in Austria, well, actually, I don't think I've encountered a lot of really exceptional phenomena here. I did notice, but this is something, since I only drink water and coffee, we've talked about this, and the occasional smoothie or freshly pressed orange juice, I haven't like dived in. What's the perfect form of dive? Anyway, I didn't dive into the world of drinks, but I have noticed that they really, really, really like to mix their drinks here. So mixing like, wine, or I think even beer with different juices. That's a thing here. They really, really like to mix that. Ooh, something else interesting. I think they just really like to drink stuff here. I mean, also alcohol, but just in general, like one thing that I never knew in Israel is to have medications in powder form that you mix into a beverage. So I have seen like in movies where they have like these pills. I think usually people like with hangovers or something, like in the American movies, they have these pills that you throw, like these huge pills you throw in water and then they kind of dissolve and it looks very frothy and pretty. So I have seen that, but I don't think I've seen that here. Here, what I'm talking about is usually like when I have a cold or something, I take this medication which has, I think it has like ibuprofen and a couple of other stuff in it, and it's just like a powder. It also has, I think, like lemon zest in it or some type of like lemon flavoring, and then you just make like a tea with it, a sort of tea with it, and then you drink it. And at the beginning I was like, just give me the pill, like, if I want tea, I'll drink tea. I just want the drug. I just want the pill. What's going on here? But now I have to say I really enjoy it because it tastes like nice and lemony. And, you know, if you're sick with a cold, then usually your throat hurts or something. So it's actually a pleasant experience. I still prefer just give me the pill. But, yeah, and I never knew that. I don't think we have that in Israel. We just, you know, pop a pill like normal people. So I thought that was interesting. And yeah, what else? I had actually another thought about that. Oh yeah, it kind of reminded me with the alcohol drinking. So I think in general, like Europeans are known to drink a lot of alcohol. I would say, at least for me, coming from Israel, where the drinking culture, well, it is, I think it's changing. And unfortunately, I mean, how do I say it gently? So alcohol, when you consume a lot of it, it does damage your body. Now, I know it's like a legal drug, and things like, you know, a glass of red wine has been shown to have benefits to your health, but all in all, it's just not healthy. And I'm not just talking about the immediate effects of, you know, if you consume too much, then you get drunk and then you don't perform and you can't, you know, drive as a sober person can. But yeah, it, you know, with time, if you drink a lot, it can ruin your liver and all these things. Why are we talking about this? Okay, so just to say, I think my point was that I think that excessive drinking is not a positive thing, and that's the reason why. So, yeah, so in Israel, I would say, I'll tell you my experience, okay? So this is just my experience, and it really depends on also the place where you come from. So my mom, that's not my experience. That's my mom's experience. You can mute me at any time. Feel comfortable muting me. I won't know. Just don't tell me about it so I'm not hurt. But so my feelings aren't hurt. But, oh, I just wanted to say something before I'll go back to the alcohol and the drinking and all that stuff. We had a really interesting discussion on my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group with Tanya. It's called Craft Bunker of Ignorance, and we had a really interesting discussion about monetized content and, you know, where the crafty world is heading. And anyone else notice that YouTube is now has like YouTube Prime or something? I mean, what are we going to do if YouTube decides to be something like Netflix and charge us all like money for watching YouTube? I think we will be very, very upset. Anyway, so people commented and shared their opinion. You're welcome to check that thread in the group. There's a link in the description box. But I think the takeaway message was that we can all like do our share and support people on YouTube who do share free content. And the way to do that is to engage on those videos. So engaging on content on YouTube helps, unless YouTube changes all their, you know, algorithms and all those mysterious things going on. But in theory, it's supposed to help people get more exposure. So the way that most people are, you know, discovered on YouTube is when you watch a video on scrapbooking, for example, and then YouTube suggests other videos on that topic to you. And the way YouTube knows what to suggest, you know, YouTube tries to suggest good content to you. And good content is one that people engage with. Engage with, whatever. So the way to do that is you can, of course, like the video and subscribe to that person and click the notification bell, but I think the best way is to leave a comment. And so please try and do that. I mean, obviously on this video, if you're watching and enjoying and everything, I really appreciate it, but also on other people whose videos you watch on YouTube. So yeah, you know, if scrapbooking videos that myself and other creators make here on YouTube, if you enjoy them, then please let YouTube know so that YouTube can help those creators grow. That helps all of us. And yeah, going back to the interesting topic today. So my mom grew up in Romania, in communist Romania, and she and her family came to Israel when she was 17, so that was in 1970. So that was, you know, you could say a long time ago, or not so long ago, depending how you think of it. But in general, she said that her Jewish friends in Romania were mostly, like, she had some Jewish friends, and she had some friends that weren't Jewish, that were Christian, but actually in communist Romania you weren't allowed to be religious anyway, but still you knew who was what. So it's like, it's a bit of a different world to me when I hear those stories, because I grew up in Israel where the majority is Jewish, and we had like completely other issues with, you know, a minority that is Christian and Muslim and all that stuff. So very complicated things, very, very interesting. So definitely different experiences. But my mom would say that she would prefer the parties of her non-Jewish friends because they would dance and have more fun and probably drink a little bit, while her Jewish friends wouldn't drink and just talk about stuff. So that's what my mom told me, you know, do what you want with it. From my personal experience and seeing my husband's reactions to my friends, as I've said, I don't drink anything. I don't drink alcohol at all. I don't like the taste of it. But I remember we met in the previous Mondial, so the World Soccer Championship. Like, I care about that? I really don't. But sometimes it's nice just to meet friends and, you know, watch a game. I couldn't care less about soccer, seriously. But so I remember, well, this was just one example of many, many others. But we met like a bunch of friends to watch a game. This was, I guess, 8 years ago. And I just remembered that my husband was so impressed, and not in a good way, by the very, very small amounts of alcohol consumed. So people here will drink, well, people here, now I'm in Austria, people in Israel would drink, at least my friends, or the people I hang out with, you know, they would drink like 1 bottle of beer, maybe 2. Here in Austria, when people go out, they can drink like between 5 and 10 bottles. That's like a normal thing to do. So very, very different. Also, I remember at our wedding, we had a very, very small wedding. It was here in Austria because people from different religions are not allowed to, or can't, they can't get married in Israel and be recognized. So it just, this option doesn't exist because religion and state are not separated in Israel. So anyway, we had to get married in Austria, which, you know, was good because it's a beautiful country and we found a beautiful place. A little bit sad for me, but I would have liked to have the possibility to get married in my own country to the person I choose. But anyway, we got married here, so we had guests, both Israeli guests and Austrian guests, and it's just the amounts of alcohol consumed by each party at our wedding. Yeah, they just kept drinking, the Austrians. And I think everyone got, you know, kind of drunk, but yeah, there's like no comparison. So where was I going with this? I think that was my point. I do think there was a change in recent years, and in Israel, I think people drink a little bit more. In the 90s, we had, after, you know, the what do you call it? once the Soviet Union fell and the walls fell and everything, and people were more free to move around, there was a huge wave of newcomers from the Soviet Union to Israel. So in Israel, we have about, I think, over 7 million people now. And in the 90s, I think over 1 million people from the Soviet Union came to Israel. And those areas have like a different drinking culture. So, so it also affected, so, you know, the people brought the drinking culture with them, and then there was just more consumption of things like vodka and stuff. So you see that in the hospitals, you know, and when you study medicine and you see the people that come drunk to the emergency room. So the take-home lesson today, people, is just say no. I don't know, you know, it's a tricky subject. So I don't know if you have children listening, I guess. I guess I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but yeah, obviously don't drink and drive, people. Don't drink and drive. That's a big, big no-no. And I would say, you know, there's this saying, do everything in moderation, but I don't know, what can I tell you? I'm not sure. I think at least when it comes to heavy drinks, I don't know if moderation is good, you know, glass of wine, okay, beer, I guess. Other than that, try to stay away. What can I tell you? If you like your liver and you want it to enjoy life with you for many, many years to come, yeah, then just stay away from that. How did we get there? Let's go back to annoying driving. Yeah, once again, I want to say thank you to everyone that leaves lovely comments on my videos. I really, really like reading them. I read everything. I don't respond to everything because I can't, unfortunately, but I'll try to get better. If I see any questions, I obviously respond to those, and if I haven't, it's by mistake. I must have missed it. I try to respond to every single question I get, but I do really, really love it when people share their stories and experiences from other countries in the world. That's one of the best things in our community, you know, that the internet and social media has allowed us to come together from all over the world. So I really, really enjoy hearing what you tell me about your part of the world. And I think it's also fun for people that read the comments. And I know a lot of us do read the comments on videos that are not our own videos. And yeah, so just one little mention about the layout. It's pretty straightforward, as you can see. The journaling that I'm adding, I typed it in my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter. I actually used one of the Project Life cards. You can see it on the screen now. It's the one that says today. So I put that in the typewriter, and then I just cut it and added it to my layout. And that's it. We're done. That's the finished layout. So once you know what to do, I mean, if you scrap lift this, it will take you absolutely no time to make. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful day. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.